we move on to talk about some of the top soccer headlines going on in the soccer world. Obviously, we talked about Pochettino taking the U.S. men's national team job. Ajax, they won a Europa League shootout in the third qualifying round on Thursday, with a UEFA competition record actually being broken, with 34 penalties being needed to decide the shootout. The shootout lasted 25 minutes. Can you think about that? The shootout lasted 25 minutes long. That is more than half of a half. That's literally a quarter of the game, more than a quarter of the game. That's in time that it took the penalty shootout. Now, eventually, Ajax would win, won 13-12. With each team, it was 13-12, but each team had 17. Each team took 17 shots in the shootout. The previous longest shootout in UEFA competition actually came in a European Under-21 Championship match in 2007 with the Netherlands. They defeated England 13-12, but that was 32 attempts. This record beat them by 2 attempts. It's short of the world record. The world record is still in Israel's third tier. This actually happened in May. When Dimona and Shimshon Tel Aviv took 56 shots to decide that shootout. That's unbelievable. I wonder how long that takes. 56 shots. I wonder. Ajax goalkeeper Remco Pasveer made 5 saves, and he actually scored his own shot as well. Brilliant sort of penalty shot for the goalkeeper. There were 6 players that actually shot twice in the shootout. It's a interesting shootout. Interesting shootout. The game actually finished 1-1 on aggregate after extra time, and then that led to penalty shootout. But yeah, Ajax, they're able to move on in the Europa League position. Spurs, they banned Yves. They have handed Yves Bissouma a 1-game ban for a video that appears of him inhaling laughing gas. Yves Bissouma, he apologized. The clip actually emerged on social media that showed him using the drug. It's considered a Class C drug. It's also known as nitrous oxide. And Spurs released a statement saying it's going to be dealt with as an internal manager. Postecoglou said Bissouma had not been responsible as a role model, and he has to fix the issues and rebuild the trust that his teammates should have, as he's going to be banned for his first game. Speaking of the decision, Postecoglou said, "I've been in the game a long time, and every time situations like this arise, and they do happen, I've always tried to look at them in a couple of different ways. One, is there a person involved? There's a person involved? In this case, it's Bissouma, and he's made a really poor decision. You want to understand that and want to try to help him through that. And as a club, what we want to do, what can do to make sure he doesn't make those kind of choices and decisions in the future." With that content, there's still sanctions involved, and some of those sanctions are education and giving him a clear understanding of how wrong it was. You always want to give people an opportunity to learn from their mistakes. The second part of that is he is a football player for his club. He has responsibilities. He has responsibilities for the club. He has responsibilities to his teammates. He has responsibilities to supporters and everyone associated with the club, and he's failed in those duties. There's got to be sanctions for that. He won't be available for Monday. We've suspended him for Monday's game. Beyond that, there's some trust building that has to happen between Bis and me and Bis and the group. That's what he needs to work hard at from now on to win that back. That's got nothing to do with one game. He may be suspended for one game, but he has to earn that. The door is open for him, and hopefully we can help him to realize the decisions he make important more than just him, and allowing him to make better decisions going forward. 1 game ban for laughing gas. I don't really know the severity of laughing gas, what that exactly is, but but yeah, it's a very interesting situation going down there. Ronaldinho's son, João Mendes, is nearing a move to Burnley. Son of legendary Brazilian forward Ronaldinho is close to signing with Burnley. Scott Parker, he confirmed that the club is really close to getting the deal done for the 19-year-old who's part of Barcelona's sort of system. He spent the last year in Barcelona's academy. He's now set to arrive at Turf Moor. It's going to be a 2-year deal with him. And Parker, talking about it, said Scott Parker, nothing has been officially done at this moment in time. There's something there for us. We see him as a development player and a project, but the paperwork has not been signed yet. I get the excitement, but I think it would be unfair to keep pressure on a young boy. He's coming here in a sense of development is how we see it. I get the excitement with the links. To his father. Hopefully he comes in, but there's a lot to do. Different culture, different way of doing things. So I would probably dampen that excitement down a bit. That's interesting going on there. With him going to Burnley. Interesting move for Ronaldinho's son, and we hope to see it. Atletico's Antoine Griezmann, he's still on LAFC's roster. They're dreaming of signing Antoine Griezmann after they were able to complete the signing of Olivier Giroud. They want to sort of remake that some World Cup magic that France has been able to have under Griezmann and Giroud. Griezmann remains atop of LAFC's wish list. There's also inquiries that are being made by both AC Milan and Roma over a move for Federico Chiesa, who's on the outside Juventus. He's not part of Thiago Motta's plan for this new season, and he's not involved in training with the first team. Raheem Sterling, he's been linked on a move out. He's been linked with Juventus, but it's not likely to happen because of his wage that he earns at Stamford Bridge. So that's going to be interesting there. Southampton, they're looking at Aston Villa forward Cameron Archer. Talks are ongoing for a permanent deal for the 22-year-old, not a loan. So interesting to see if they can get. In Ipswich Town, they're very interested in a move for Chelsea striker Armando Broja. There's been discussions on the way over a loan for it. The Blues, they're open to him parting ways. So it's interesting to see if they're able to get those negotiations done to see Armando Broja to Ipswich Town. Thank you guys for tuning into the GSMC Soccer Podcast presented by the GSMC Sport Network. Your support means a lot to us, so please remember to subscribe to the show and leave a positive review. It really does make a difference. We also invite you to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram for more content and updates. So thank you once again, and have a wonderful, wonderful day.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn ain't that great.